Alright, let's continue on with this map, and now we'll do the air side of things. So, now we've got like 2 episodes over here and 1 over here that we haven't done yet. So Relatable Hero is not a Leavon one. We still have this one locked. So that's probably Lucas's, I imagine? And this one is a Leavon one that we've seen before. And then this one should be, according to my notes, a Leavon episode that we haven't seen yet. So let's build some anticipation. Let's do the Leavon episode we've seen before, and then we'll move on to what we haven't seen yet. Shoot! I was usually able to slip through the crowd, but this time I was barely able to walk through it while gripping the hem of my skirt. I tried to dodge people and almost ran into them again and again, and I made that same exclamation each time. Shoot is probably not right. What would a lady say in this situation? Eek? Or something like that? I shouldn't. I don't want to imagine myself saying that. This skirt wasn't meant to be grabbed the way I was doing it. You were probably only supposed to pinch it with your fingertips. I got the feeling that's what Francisca would have done, and I started to loathe myself. Even if I try to look the part, it seems I can't change what's on the inside so easily. I've lived as a man all my life. If I couldn't change now, I might as well give up. Either way, I needed to stop feeling down and just do my job. I took a look at my surroundings. I wonder if there's someone approachable around. The first person I saw was a girl at the corner of the town square. Petite girl. She carried a basket with tapestries in it and glanced around with a confused look. She might have been trying to sell them. But the girl continued to look confused. She was saying something, but I couldn't hear what it was. This might be nosy of me, but I couldn't help but wonder, so I approached the girl.
Tapestries! Would anyone like tapestries? They're thick and sturdy, and,
I felt sorry just listening to her. At this rate, no one would know she was selling anything. I could talk to her if I was dressed normally. I forgot about the tapestry episode, actually. I'm gonna be so disappointed if we don't see Leavon give the tapestry to Jed. Come on, Leavon! But I was in this outfit right now. I should avoid attracting any kind of attention to myself. Even though I wasn't disguised, I might run into someone who recognized my face. I tried to think of an excuse to ignore the situation.
this is...
The girl whimpered out a call to a passerby and then started to lose her balance.
Ah!
She tripped over the basket with her merchandise and fell.
Ah!
The basket was turned over. She was on the ground and her eyes were all teary. My body moved before I could think. Are you okay? I peered into her face and held out my hand. I was glad to see she was wearing thick clothes, so fortunately she wasn't hurt. I helped the girl up and then dusted off her basket. The tapestries inside seem to be okay.
Yes.
Don't make that face. There's no reason to feel down. You want to sell these, don't you?
Yes.
Then first, take a deep breath. Once you've calmed down, let's try raising our voices together. I'll back you up. I'd be happy to assist you. How much are you selling these for?
Mother said they were 30.
30, huh? All right, then let's try calling out loudly to the customers.
Huh? Oh.
Hand-woven tapestries! Step right up! Come take a look! Great deals to be had! Come on, tell everyone to take a look at them.
Take a look!
Yeah, that's the spirit. Thick and sturdy tapestries! You there, miss! How would you like one? Oh? This tapestry is for sale? But the pattern is a bit plain. When you have fewer colors, you can match it to more things. And it's thick and sturdy, so it'll last a while. You're right. So how much are they? They're 30. I think I'll pass for today. I'd think about it if it were cheaper. She went away so quickly that we both let out a sigh. I had to smile, though. I tried to cheer up the girl, and I called out to the customers again. You can't give up after just one try. Look at how many people there are around. Tapestries here! Very sturdy and warm.
Yes!
She was starting to speak up, and a smile immediately came across my face. We called out in unison to a customer. Mister, you there! Just put up one of these and see how much warmer you'll be.
What? One of what?
A tapestry. It's hand-woven, and the pattern on it would definitely match your room.
I can tell this isn't made by a craftsman. The color isn't fashionable, and the yarn you're using is cheap, too.
But we can give you a discount.
How much?
It's 30.
Too expensive. You won't get any buyers with that. I'll buy it for 20.
Then 28.
No, 21.
27. Any less and it's a bit.
You'll have to do better than that. They sell better quality at lower prices everywhere else.
Ugh. I thought about paying for the difference, but I didn't have enough money.
Oh.
Don't cry! The important thing here is to never give up. Then again, I've never peddled stuff before, so I don't know what's a good way to sell it. I pumped myself up so that I wouldn't get discouraged. I raised my voice one more time. Sturdy tapestries here!
Here!
I yelled out loudly and looked around, and my eyes met with a man's. This was bad. I quickly looked away and turned to the girl next to me. Say, can you lend me your scarf?
Huh? Sure.
I took the scarf and wrapped it over my mouth and nose. I also combed through my wig to cover more of my face. Alright, perfect. After doing that, I looked up one more time. Of all people, it was Leavon. Please don't notice me. Please go away. But despite my prayer, Leavon walked straight toward us with a big smile. What should I do?
Miss, may I see what you're selling?
Sure.
I let the girl deal with him and kept my face hidden.
I see. It's hand-woven very intricately. It must have taken a long time to make. The weaves are tight, so it looks quite warm.
Yes! Mother worked hard to make this!
I see. So you're here to sell what your mother made. You must care deeply for her.
Thank you.
You have to take care of your mother. A girl I know also does. And she's a very hard worker.
Aww, I wonder who he's talking about. I didn't know which girl he was talking about, but there was something about Leavon's gentle words that warmed my heart too. On the other hand, it was more important to make sure he didn't find out I was cross-dressing. Or the opposite of cross-dressing. Considering how he didn't come talk to me right away, maybe he didn't notice? I peeked over at him, but our eyes met. This was bad. And of all things he could do, Leavon gave me a big smile. I always thought this, but that smile was so attractive.
Is that your sister?
Oh,
Yes, I'm a distant relative. If he asked that, then he must not have known it was me. I tried to sell him on both the lie as well as the tapestry. Just as you said, it's very warm and sturdy. We're sure it'll last you a long time. Would you like to purchase one? For her sake, too. Leavon was kind to small children, and he had deep pockets. If I said this, he just might buy one. I feel like I'm cheating him, but the merchandise is good and I want to sell one for her.
Such a brave girl and a kind lady are putting so much effort into talking to me. Of course I'll purchase one.
Yes! Thank you!
Thank you!
I'll wrap it up for you.
The girl started carefully rolling up the tapestry to make it easier to carry. As I watched how impressive she was at her work, I blurted a question out to Leavon without thinking. Is it a gift?
Oh, I would like for it to be.
I wonder if he was giving it to the girl he talked about earlier. There was something suggestive about the way he said that. You would like it?
Even if I gave it as a gift, she might not accept it. But I always see her work so hard. I was hoping to be able to celebrate that with her a little.
He spoke quietly and smiled gently at me. For some reason, my heart jumped. Why? This wasn't about me, but... I told myself it was because of Leavon's expression, and I turned away. The girl finished packing the tapestry and asked him a question out of interest.
Is that person your lover?
Huh? Now I was interested. Although I'd never asked him about it, it was entirely possible for Leavon. But Leavon maintained his expression as he answered.
That would be wonderful if it were true.
He then exchanged his coins for the merchandise and left the square. My heart beat much faster than it should have.
Thank you so much. I would never have been able to sell one by myself.
That's not true. Have confidence. That man complimented you.
Yes. I'll try my best even when I'm alone next time.
That's the spirit. The girl smiled at me before leaving. Phew. I was left in the corner of the town square while thinking about the exchange from earlier.
I see. So you're here to sell what your mother made. You must care deeply for her. You have to take care of your mother. A girl I know also does. And she's a very hard worker.
Is it a gift?
Even if I gave it as a gift, she might not accept it. But I always see her work so hard. I was hoping to be able to celebrate that with her a little.
Leavon said that person wasn't his lover, but from the way he talked, he seemed rather close to her. There's someone he likes? I didn't know anything for certain, but I could tell that Leavon had feelings for that person. Leavon. I couldn't help but think about it again. We grew up as brothers, so that news came as such a surprise to me. I didn't know how to accept that information as I left the square. Have to ponder that, I guess. Alright, so that's that. And now... new one. Let's go. Leg treatment, eh? Wonder what this is gonna be about. I was about to head out to the main street from the alley, but quickly backed up. There was a crowd of people walking down the street, and I noticed the vigilantes among them. Lavan and Levi were there. I should turn around here. I didn't want to see those two while dressed like this. Impatient, I quickly turned around, and my legs got tangled up in my skirt. Uh-oh! I took a step forward to stop myself from tripping, but that was the wrong decision. Oh, that sound! Ooh! My ankle twisted and I fell to the ground. I was in boots and a skirt I wasn't used to wearing. Unable to break my fall, I fell pitifully to the ground. Ow! I tried to stand up, but I felt a shooting pain through my ankle and had to crouch down. I sat down to take off my boot. The pain was unbearable even without it. I touched my right ankle and could tell that it was hot. If I get a bridal carry happen at this point, I may just lose it. This will definitely swell up later. I frowned at my own blunder. I was lucky that I was in a deserted alley. If someone had seen me trip over myself so pitifully, that would have been the end of the world. I rubbed my foot while thinking that, and heard a voice from above. Yep. I got a bad feeling about it, and looked at who was calling to me. Hello.
Did you hurt your leg?
Lavan! I had tried to leave quickly so the two of them wouldn't see me, but I ended up attracting their attention instead. How clumsy. I looked down in the hopes that he wouldn't see my face, and I put my boot back on. I'm fine. I only tripped and fell.
Oh, really? It looked to me like a spectacular fall.
I'm good at falling. I felt embarrassed knowing that he saw me. He came all the way here from the other side of the street just to say that.
Can you walk? I saw you rubbing your foot earlier.
Yes, I think so. Never mind that. You're with the vigilantes, right? Aren't you in the middle of your work?
We just started our break.
What bad timing. Though I shouldn't be saying that. I see, but I'm really fine. After hesitating some more, I endured the pain and stood up to walk. If we continued to talk in such close quarters, he would definitely find out who I was. What is that noise I heard?
You appear to be off balance.
It's just your imagination. I always walk like this. The injury was worse than I thought. I could barely feel the toes on my right foot. I was losing my balance while trying to get away.
You leave me no choice.
Oh no. Is it happening? Ah!
Just calm down for a moment. The pain must be making you sweat.
He picked me off the ground! Please, give me the CG! Give it to me, game! Please! He picked me off the ground. I tried to get him to put me down, but it was no use.
I would be more than happy to let you walk on your own if you were able to.
I'm telling you, that's how I always walk!
You mean walking with a wobbly stance and a pale face while breaking out in a cold sweat?
Yes?
If you are suspicious of me, there is no need to worry. You and everyone else in this town should know who I am within the Wolf Clan. I would never do wrong to anyone.
I knew that better than anyone because we grew up together. I simply didn't want him finding out who I was, but it made it all the more difficult because Leavon only meant well. From the way he said that, it seems he doesn't see who I am yet. It's not that I'm suspicious of you, but it's not something worth troubling the heir to the wolves over.
Then I'll show you that the wolf heir actually has a lot of free time.
After saying that, Lavan began walking with me in his arms. Huh? Where are you taking me? Oh god! He's taking you home, that's it. You guys are getting married now, the end.
To Wolf Manor. It's nearby, and we can get you treated there.
I gave a cry of despair. Even if Lavan didn't notice, Francisca would immediately see through my disguise. Francisca knew I was a woman, and she would easily see the differences in my hair and clothes. Please don't. It wouldn't be proper for me to enter Wolf Manor like this.
We're only going to treat your injuries. What is there to be troubled about?
Well, I couldn't think straight. The entire situation of Leavon picking me up while I was dressed in women's clothes was alien to me. My mind was in a jumble while my heart beat rapidly.
We can talk after we arrive. We need to have you treated first.
Man, no CG. I feel so robbed. I'll have to imagine it instead. No confirmation it was bridal style either. I imagine Leavon seems like the type that would do such a thing, but no confirmation either way. I didn't think I would enter the manor dressed like this. When I entered, still being carried by Leavon, it felt quieter than normal. Where is everyone?
It seems that they are out. If you feel uneasy about being alone with me, I can call for a maid.
No, it's alright. I don't want to run into any more people that might recognize me. Any moment now, someone could see through my disguise. Leavon sat me down on a chair. He brought over a wet cloth, kneeling by my feet. Is this the CG? This is the CG. Okay. Not gonna lie, my boy's looking a little squished in this CG, but I don't know. I guess because we're like looking down at his head, but he looks kind of like flat to me. Alright, you know, the classic, what dainty feet you have, CG. I still wish I had my bridal carry one, but that's just me. Anyway. Please, I can do it myself.
Leave it to me. I'm used to treating injuries.
He started tending to my ankle without giving me any choice. Seeing Leavon take charge made this feel so strange. Is it because he's dealing with a woman? I started to get some strange thoughts. Oh? So I shook my head to forget them.
Did that hurt?
No, it's alright.
I see. The joint is swollen. You'll have to chill it for the time being.
Leavon's hand was so gentle when he held my ankle. His other hand pressed the wet cloth onto the swelling. The cloth felt slightly hard. It seemed to have ice wrapped in it. Having something hard pressed against my ankle did hurt, so I fidgeted to get away, but Leavon caught my leg to stop it from moving.
Don't move. Bear with me a moment.
Yes. If I was dressed as a man, things would never come to this. At the very least, I wouldn't feel as embarrassed as I do now. It's embarrassing, but this is actually... I'm sorry. I felt a lot of different emotions, but words of apology were the first to come out. He's being so kind to me, but I'm lying and hiding my identity.
You don't need to apologize. You're making me feel sorry too.
I asked him why, but he didn't respond. He quietly continued to treat my injury. By the time the cloth had warmed up to my body temperature, he took out a longer, dry piece. He used this piece of cloth to wrap around my ankle tightly.
It may hurt a little, but fixing it in place will help you walk and also prevent further injury. Bear with me. It'll end soon.
It hurt a lot while he was wrapping my ankle up, but after it was done, I felt like my injury was much better. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Once you return home, put ice on it one more time.
He tried to help me put on my boot, but I refused. Is the heir to the wolves this kind to everyone? I was surprised at how pointed my remark was to him. I think it sounded sarcastic. I was a stranger to Leavon right now. I wondered why he would go to the trouble of bringing me to the manor to treat my injury. I'm not sure if he realized the meaning of my remark, but Leavon laughed ambiguously.
I'm not that proper of a person. If you think I do this for anyone, then you are mistaken.
Then it was just this time? Because I was hurt? Or... While I wondered about that, my eyes met with Leavon's. He smiled in a way I had never seen before. I think. It was gentle, yet bore an intensity that made me unable to take my eyes off him. That's that inner wolf girl.
You don't need to think too much about it. I'll forget what happened today, and so can you. That's all there is between us.
When he makes that face, I don't know what to do. Should I be happy that he helped me as an exception? Should I accept his smile? I was so mixed up that I didn't know what to think. In the end, what I concluded was that I shouldn't say anything more to Leavon in that moment. I will excuse myself now. Thank you very much for treating my injury.
Don't worry about it. Intriguing.
I left the manor quickly. I was surprised to see that Lavon's treatment helped me walk more normally than I thought. I shouldn't lie. I shouldn't keep secrets or lie. If I can go without them, all the better. Leavon really helped me back there, and I hated myself for being unable to thank him wholeheartedly. Well, we'll make it up to him later, girl, don't you worry. Okay, well, that was fun. Could have been more fun if certain conditions were met, but I'll still take it. Okay, we are done with this map, so it's time for me to move on again until things happen. See you in a bit, guys. Okay, we have arrived at the next map, so I don't think there are any more short stories from Ayer's perspective with Leavon. It's all from Jed's perspective going forward. There are 3 episodes on this map. One is one we haven't seen yet, which is down here in Wolf Manor. And we have an interview with Leavon, and then there's a couple that we've seen before. So let's do the interview first. Why don't we? What's the question? Ah, preferences of the opposite sex. Perfect.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the meaning of the question. Well, if I think of it as idle chit-chat. My type of woman. I'm fond of people who have firm belief in who they are, although that fondness is not limited to women. And, well, I like a woman that does not become pessimistic over her own life and always tries to move forward. I'm not talking about anyone in particular. We're just chatting, after all.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Don't you worry about a thing. I believe you. Since we're talking about love, let's just continue that. I'm a bit tired. It might be good to get back to work while drinking some tea. That was half of the reason. The other half was urged by the happy atmosphere of the tavern. I went over to place an order. While I waited for my tea to arrive, I heard a familiar voice.
That's when I asked her, which one would you choose? Me or your family?
Oh, here we go again. I love this episode even though it goes nowhere.
That's a bit extreme. Even if it's just an example, did you really have to say that? I had to! Work is like family to me, and she keeps nagging on and on. So you broke up? Yes.
And now you're feeling really down.
The work or me ultimatum. I've heard about it often, but no one's ever said that to me. She likely has a lot of pent-up frustration. If you calmed her down, maybe it wouldn't have ended up that way.
Leavon, you shouldn't bring that up. He's not going to be able to let her go.
That's right. But you know what? The way she interrogated me was amazing. You have a lover waiting for you at home who said countless times for you to stop doing such dangerous things. But you now have to go to war in a faraway nation because of your work. Will you choose your lover or leave her behind to go to war? Decide. That's what she said. The vigilantes don't exactly go into a battlefield, though. Seriously. I didn't know what to say at first, and she kept badgering me about what I was gonna do. It's like the only choice was to choose your lover. Yes. But I couldn't lie to myself. If that's my duty, there are times I'll have to follow it. I see.
Meanwhile, soon the warm tea I ordered arrived. I had been eavesdropping the entire time, apparently. The vigilantes were probably here on break, like I was. One thing I noticed was that they were drinking ale. They're talking about a lover he broke up with. I felt sorry for the guy who just got broken up with, but the story itself was interesting.
What did you do to get her so mad, anyway? I started to come home later. That's it? Yeah. She didn't say anything when we first started out, but then she said to not make her worry, or send someone to tell her how I am.
You can't do that during work.
I explained that to her, but she wouldn't listen. Oh. Levi said that we weren't compatible, so it's better if I forget about her soon.
But you haven't.
That means you really loved her. Though I do agree, it's better if you forget about her. Ugh, Leavon.
That woman was plain dirty, trying to make you choose between your work or her. She got mad at you when you asked her something similar, didn't you? Like which she would choose, you or her family?
Yeah. She then got mad, saying that wasn't the point.
Damn, she does play dirty. She's the one that tried to make you decide in the first place. You had to choose, and you chose work. Now let's leave it at that. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do when duty calls.
Duty. The work of the vigilantes is important. Without work, you can't earn your livelihood.
Right. I wanted to ask her what the hell she was talking about. Women don't understand work. What was that?
The triple dot of doom. Because I knew those four well, I could have joined in on the conversation, but I decided to remain out of sight while I sipped my tea. They're getting one-sided now. I'm sure that woman only said that because she loved him too.
What do you think, Leavon? If you had to choose between the woman you love or the duty to protect the town, what would you do? Would you choose work like him?
Now this is interesting. This was starting to bother me. I didn't like how they said it as if there was only one choice. After a moment, Leavon responded with his usual smile.
I would choose my duty. That's my responsibility as a member of the Wolf Clan.
I knew it!
When you say it, it has a lot more weight to it.
Of course. Leavon is the heir to the wolves.
It's not just that, though.
Leavon smiled again. This was bothering me to no end. It seemed to me that Leavon's smile was just something he was doing in the moment.
I guess we're all the same in that regard. Maybe I really wasn't compatible with her. Do I really have to give her up?
I told you 100 times to let her go. You chose your duty, so just leave it at that.
I agree. It's always a choice between your woman or work. I did love her, but I guess I can't help it.
I jumped in between them and slammed my cup onto their table. If you're going to regret it so much, you should have picked both!
Huh?
Ah!
Jed! Whoa, you scared me! You were listening.
Everyone looked at me with wide eyes. That's only natural, since I jumped in without warning. I overheard you. I couldn't help but to give my serious opinion. I didn't know why I was so irritated, but I couldn't stand it any longer. This is just a guess, but I don't think that woman was mad that you chose work.
Huh?
My words instantly clouded his expression. She wanted you to say that you'd take care of both and do your best to make it happen. You had to be strong enough to say at least that. She understands your work with the vigilantes, so she worries about you. Of course she'd want you to contact her somehow.
Oh.
It's not choosing one because it's better. It's a matter of whether you have the courage to say it. It's not a bad thing to choose work. But if you love your woman, then you can't use that as an excuse to run away.
But what do you do when you have to choose one? You're not a kid anymore.
There are times when you can only pick one.
Well, I didn't know what to say. I never had to be forced to make a decision like that. Even so, Not facing each other's feelings and pretending to give up is a coward's way out. Ooh. Well, that's gonna hit. It's gonna hit a certain boyo in the heart. Everyone went silent. We all glanced at each other, feeling uneasy. Leavon had been quiet the entire time, but... Without hesitation, he looked straight at me with a glare. I took a step back from being intimidated by his eyes. Is he angry? I can't believe Leavon is angry. The man who was the focus of the topic slammed his hand on the table and stood up.
I agree! Jed, that was impressive. I shouldn't lie to myself. I'll go see her right now and propose.
Yeah! Huh?
Huh? Hold on!
Wow. Good luck to you. I'm off. Gotta do this while I still can.
And there he went. The unexpected outcome left me dumbfounded.
Wow, he's really gone. I hope it goes well for him.
It's not my fault if he fails.
It'll be fine. He's being true to himself.
Maybe it'll work out if he can show his passion for her.
Everyone spoke about hoping she would accept him when she saw how serious he was. But Leavon, on the other hand, remained silent. And that worried me. He's not looking this way at all. He did look like he was just drinking ale, as he usually did.
But this is rare for you to join in this kind of conversation.
He was right. I never had anything to say when it came to love. I just let things slide off me and focused only on listening because I didn't want anyone finding out I was a woman. I don't know what came over me, or why I felt like I had to say something.
Seems like you're actually a passionate guy.
Either way, let's wait and see how it turns out. I bet 3 mugs of ale that he fails.
Then I bet 1 that he succeeds.
Come on, you should wager more. What about you, Leavon?
I think I have to go now. I have more work to do.
Oh, got it. See you later.
Later? Treat him to something with this if he succeeds. If he fails, well, treat him to something anyway.
Leavon put some coins on the table and left.
You're so generous, Leavon.
Jed, you should sit down and wait for the results.
Yeah. I joined the other two and awaited his return. I was interested in the results, but I was also wondering about Leavon's reaction. Why did I get so passionate about this anyway? I had no idea why I thought that way and couldn't take my mind off it.